Time. Oh yes, it's the time, that time again of the most talked about show on the spot. A show that brings in prominent people from all walks of life as we get to know them better. Yesterday I hosted Dendera legend Baba Alan Chimbetu. Do check out the interview on Star FM YouTube channel and also my YouTube channel as well as your DJ Ollah 7. Joining me in studio is a Zimbabwean South African based apostle named Apostle K of Observer Ministry, all the way from Cape Town. He is one of the most prominent again mumastritsumo tinoona achingo trenda, and also he's been trod on social media due to the way he presents himself as man of God. Basically, his lifestyle is not aligning with what people deem as Christian values. So he shall be telling us why he chose to follow that path. His ministry, music, businessman, as well as a family man. So very panapa. Welcome to the show, Apostle K. In fact, let me say welcome to Zimbabwe.
Oh, thank you so much, DJ Ollah. Thank you so much, Zimbabwe. I'm live right now at Star FM, and I really appreciate being here. Thank you for hosting me. Thank you for receiving us. Kuno ku Zimbabwe. We're happy to be here.
Great. And when last were you here in Zimbabwe?
It's been some time, probably some years. You know, I haven't been in Zim in a long time, but it feels good to be home after a very long time.
And, I understand you are from Gokwe. However, was raised in Botswana. Do you still have any remaining family members in the country that you come to, since your father passed on?
I've got my grandfather, Sekuru Vangu Mugokwe, and he's quite old and he's a gentleman. I love him so much. And quite a lot of relatives right here in Zimbabwe. Some I'm not in contact with them, but if they can hear me right now, guys, the Jaravazas are in the building. I love you so much.
The Jaravazas, are you related to
that question?
What's his name? Jaravaza? Innocent?
No, the Jaravazas are many. Probably I don't know all of them.
But an artist, something Jaravaza, you know?
Those are what Pinos or something.
Yeah, exactly. That's the name.
Jaraza.
Yes, that's the name I'm looking
for. I keep getting the same question, but I hope we are related because Kanara successful, that's our relative.
Oh, great. So you are from a strong Christian background, and your father was, very strict about the word. Hence, whether you like it or not, you liked it or not, church yayendwa. Is that right?
Yeah, I want to be very honest. Mdarang was very godly in all his image, whether it's business, whether it's family life.
Yep.
Saga from as early as grade 4, because I studied in Botswana as well. From early as grade 4, vanga achitoti ku band.
Okay.
You know, I played in the band. I can play trumpet, baritone, trombone. So I was actually structured in the gospel assembly family before moving to the fire churches.
Right.
Yeah.
So in a scenario whereby you'd miss church, what would happen? Would you get some kind of a punishment?
Well, my dad was the kind of person who would just disown you. You know, he was very strict when it comes to God. And you won't get a cent. You won't get a cent from me. Just know that you are on your own. So would you say your background influenced you to becoming the person that you are today, that is man of God? Well, I'll say that my dad was somebody who influenced me in a lot of ways. Whether it's he used to tell me Rakumana moto shanda. He taught me a lot of things, even being generous, being humble. You know, he told me that you are never above anybody.
Yeah, very true.
You know, so I learned a lot of principles from that old man, and I learned also that you must be charitable. As you know, I'm a philanthropist. You know, I do it on a very big scale.
Yeah.
Because my father was that kind of a person. I got any time sometimes he would even pay people's loans and debts. So would wonder what he. So most of what I am today is his character. The way you see Apostle K, except the swag, he wasn't swagged up. He's a piece as well. We are live on Facebook right now, so you can check out Apostle K in studio with us right now on the spot. So I know you were already passionate about music since Form 3 when you owned a PA system, and maybe you had plans of doing music full time, but when it comes to the word, ever imagined you would be a man of cloth one day? You know, even people that saw the size of my ministry that came out of Cape Town, There's a chokwadi because I was more like a vagabond. Not a vagabond at home, but I used to love being in the streets with older guys. You know, I grew up around older guys. I never had young friends. You know, I had friends who were much older, married people were my friends, even as early as Form 3. I matured quickly.
Okay.
You know, so most of the times I would say that my music background was from the influence of the older people I would spend time with. You know, so they influenced a great deal of my music. I started running a record label very early. It was called Bad News FM. I started running a radio station at the University of Botswana called Trail FM, the first online radio station in Botswana, licensed by the government.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so I've been on radio, I've had my own station, I've had a chance to share hold with the university.
So how did you manage to achieve all that?
Well, hard work, you know, consistency, and you know, just being bold. You know, nothing comes cheap in Africa. From day one, you know, that's why I ended up preaching to the colours. Yeah,
you know, in some interview that you did, you mentioned that you used to dream of colored people. What age were you know, that time?
Well, it was around 2010 when I got born again. Ndisingasangwidoro kana kubata fojga kana kuti kuita party. I don't club, I don't drink, I don't smoke. And one of the reasons why is in 2010 ndakatorova alcohol. Sekudero, muchato. And you know, I was young, I was like only 20. I used to sleep at my father's back house. It was a 7 quarters. Abraham loved God, and his works proved. And then I'm like, but I love God. How come I'm living this kind of a life? You know, that's how I got born again. There was no preacher involved.
Right?
Yeah. So I think that is just my story. So I used to dream colors from 2010. I would dream light-skinned people with long black hair.
Yeah.
And then I would always wake up and say, in numbers. You know.
Okay. I'll just take a short commercial break. And just to remind our listeners that we are now live on Star FM Facebook page and also DJ Ollah 7 Facebook page.
The Business Weekly invites you to the Agri-Business Conference to be held at Rainbow Towers on the 13th of October 2023. Our theme this year is Collaboration for a Sustainable Future, Agriculture and Business Working Together. Our keynote speaker is Dr. Shadrick Makombe, the President of the Commercial Farmers Union of Zimbabwe. Guest speakers include Ivan Craig, Chairman of ADA, Wendy Mazura, Head of Agronomy at the Seedco Group, Vimbai Nyakujga, the CEO of Zimplow, and Sekai Kovarika, the CEO of the Confederation of Zimbabwe Industries. For inquiries and partnership opportunities, contact Spindiwe Mazo on 0773-216-457. Don't miss out on this great opportunity.
Get ready for Winky D, Joe Brazer, DJ Tira, Alik Macheso, and Makati, live at the Odyssey Kadoma on Saturday, the 14th of October. The Kadoma Music Festival is here. Grab your tickets at any NPS Bank and Goodies Pharmacy nationwide. Let's go to Kadoma. Let's go together.
7 Flying High on Star FM.
Still talking to Apostle K all the way from Cape Town, South Africa. He's here. He's in studio, live on Facebook. So, Apostle, I know when it comes to callings, the cold ones, you know, can be skeptical about it. In your case, what was going on in your mind when you realized you were called to serve?
Well, I'll start by saying I've been serving at a young age. I've been a head boy at school twice. I've been a president. I've been a head boy at junior school, senior school, and I've always been representing certain councils. I was a debate champion in Botswana, like nationwide.
Oh.
So it comes from I was groomed to be what I am today from a very young age. You know, I've got multiple certificates in public speaking.
Wow.
You know, and it's just numerous certificates. So I wasn't surprised when God chose to use me. Although I was like, I'm not qualified to work for God, because I always felt that I'm walking a different path, you know. I had a different heart, a different spirit. But kana mwarva kudana ndio vano control your journey. I lost a lot of things, you know. I was running a bakery with 45 employees.
Wow. One
One night I had a dream, my teeth fell out, and God says this is the end of it. It was an industrial bakery in Botswana. You know, so you can say this is the end of your life here. So my calling has been very funny, very strange, and very humiliating as well. You know, when people know you from the streets and all of a sudden you come and say, "Well, I'm a man of God," you know, it's My dad, by the way, he said to me, people are laughing at you. So I've had even my own father at some point victimizing the calling, because he was so skeptical because of who I was.
Yeah.
So I think it was very humiliating when I was called, to be honest. because of the ridicule I received. So when you started the show, you spoke of trolls. I'm used to that. My skin is thickened. That's what I can say.
You have developed that thick skin.
Yeah.
So let's rewind a bit. You have a twin brother, is that correct?
Yeah.
Is he also part of the ministry?
No, my twin brother is not part of the ministry. He's just on his own. He's also in ministry, but he's very different, if I may say. Yeah.
Oh, he's very different.
Yeah, we're just different. We're opposite angles.
Nice. So you dropped out of university. Where you were actually studying accounting. So why did you drop out?
Well, I think at some point my father wanted me to be a businessman because he was a civil engineer as well. You know, besides loving whatever he was loving, I won't mention it, but otherwise he was also a civil engineer. So what happened is he wanted me to pursue a dream that he had created for me.
Yeah.
So I did study accounts to please him. And then at the end of the road, I realized that this is not me. You know, I was always into music. I was always into publicity. I was always into groups of people. You know, like in Botswana, we had a situation where we ended up hosting Vana Kuli the song, Vana Dales, Vana Kuli Chana. I had a relationship with all those guys at a young age, Vana Vim and Pizzi.
Yes.
You know, the biggest artists in Botswana. So I think for me, it was dragging me out of school automatically. I was very intelligent. I am very intelligent.
Yeah, I can see.
But I had a chance to actually say, I need to choose my path. And I'm so glad that I'm where I am today. I feel fulfilled. When Kafanasi, I've done everything I had to do. The years I'm now living from now on are simply bonuses.
Bonuses?
Yes.
Really?
When it comes to success and achievement, I think I've worked very hard. And for my age, I think I've outdone myself. I've run my race. So if anything, God is going to do it from here. I think it's just to say, thank you, Lord.
Wow.
Yeah.
So where does working as a gardener come in?
Well, I think my wife will bear witness. At some point, God had to humble me. When my daughter was born, I think I went into a situation whereby, because of my calling as well, I had a bit of rejection from my family. You know, that happened at some point of my life. It was very heartbreaking. I wanted to get married to her at a young age because I felt like we don't want to be fornicating.
Yeah.
You know, honestly. And by the way, the day we went to sign, me and my wife, this is something the public doesn't know. It was just me and her and 2 witnesses.
Really?
You know? Yeah. Because I was so serious about marrying my wife, and people didn't understand. My grandfather is the only person who could take me seriously.
How old were you?
I think we've been married for 9 years now, yeah? I don't know how old I was, but yeah, you can do the maths, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, so force, you know, I made it clear. Then my dad, because he realized that was something that kept his attention, he did a very big white wedding for us.
Oh,
you know, whereby it was very massive. We had people from Cape Town, 35 people from Cape Macalads. You know, it was so big, you know, it was amazing. So I got healed from the rejection. Yeah. So being a garden boy, I was a real garden boy. So kutoenda kuma sewage kunotora manure.
Washandra gubi?
Akuboswana.
Ikoko. Zinzanga zakakia.
A DJ, you know, I've always wanted to be independent. So I'm someone who clean an office here for $10. I'll do it now.
Wow.
That's supposed to okay. There's nothing too low for me. I'll always go to the bottom of the pit to prove that I can work hard.
Wow. So from being a gardener to an apostle, were you ordained by someone?
Well, I think the moment you have spiritual power, it means you have been ordained. So, kana wakaona demoni richitiza uri pamberi paro munhu achichema ukangoti in the name of Jesus munhu akatsvaka akatsukirira wotoziva kuti you are called.
So, who ordained you?
Well, I don't want to say I was ordained because I initially just realized I was called and I started preaching and the church just filled up. And I told ndikabata munhu musoro nanasi or manifest. If I speak to someone, it's accurate. Thank you, man of God, my prophet has Yeshua. And by the way, to preach to colors, they don't follow black people. They don't believe in what we do. You know, so the congregation is like 95% colored. It says a lot. If they could follow what I was preaching, it means to some form of an extent. So I'm legit.
Are you saying you are called to save for the colors?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that the way they don't believe easily. You know, it's like Mitchell's Plain, where I came from originally. Yeah. It's a very violent place whereby people, it's nothing. People get shot while I'm preaching. I've had sons who are gangsters who murder and go into prison and out. So talking of seeing it all, I've seen it all, you know. Yeah, I've been a target. I've been pointed by a gun several times and survived it. So how did you manage to survive all those, you know? No, I mean, when you are called, the protection is natural. You know, God supplies you with protection. I mean, there's so many people. One day, maybe if you get an opportunity to interview any of my congregants on the violence, they will tell you, hey, this guy has been through it all. So you are not just an apostle, but you also perform miracles, right? Well, miracles have got an extent. I think God is the performer of miracles. We are just vessels that He's using. So I want to say it just like that. If God permits it, then I won't take the glory.
You said you sometimes you say things, accurate things.
Yeah.
Are you a prophet?
Prophetically, yes, very much.
So why do you then use the title apostle?
Well, apostle means someone who's able to groom other preachers. That's what it means.
Did you groom other preachers?
Well, being an apostle on my side, I've groomed, definitely I've ordained preachers. Like while I'm not in Cape Town, there are people running the church, my sons and daughters, right? And not just that, I've got sons who have got ministries also, and I've got sons who are actually prominent in the music space, who I've prayed for, who I've nurtured. And it just comes back to the wisdom that I carry to groom people. And
then the prophetic side?
The prophetic side is a gift that I manifest when I'm under the anointing of God.
Oh, okay.
So it's not really what I am.
So your ministry is called Observer Ministries. How long has it been functioning?
Well, Observer has been around for many years because I'll say there was a time where it was launched and there was a time where it was dormant.
Okay.
So I think it's almost 8 years. At some point, I would just do my work and travel and leave someone running it. So, however, it's been there for over 8 years,
Over 8 years.
Yeah.
A 33-year-old apostle who is a fashionista, together with his partner,
I love that word.
Papa Vaniswag. Are you referred to as Papa in your church?
Yeah, Papa simply means, let me be honest, DJ Ollah. Today I'm going to say something that may be controversial, but it's true. Panema prophets, poeta and a father. Not all prophets can father people, and not all prophets love people. You get men of God who don't love, yet they have big churches or big congregations. Then you get fathers. Fathers is someone who's interested in your welfare, whether you are doing well or not. Those are fathers. So what makes me a papa is the relationship I have with individual children in the church. Kanaguruti uangoya uru a new member and I tend to you and nurture you till you grow. Then you call me father. It's coming from your heart. It's not a word that I'm imposing on you. So this is what is happening in ministry. Papa, but that's an error. Awasana papa wosega. Panema prophets, panema apostle, panema deacon,
but how do we know that this one is not a papa? I'm only a congregant.
Well, that's the tricky part because nyangwe mfundisi chaye atingo mzivi kana anafika suta abata bible atwe mfundisi. Those are critical nowadays. If somebody there's a pastoral starter kit, you buy formal shoes, tie, the suit, what take a PA system, name a chair 10, what so to fire. So
how would you differentiate yourself from with those other men of God?
Well, I want to say that I appreciate the differences we have, unlike criticizing anybody. But at the same time, I maintain my independence. In India, I was not raised by a spiritual father. So I am a very independent preacher who has achieved things independently. No man of God endorsed me. No man of God blessed me to have the congregation. No one gave me powers to do what I do. So it gives me serious and 100% independence, right?
But you are also a papa, so you father other, but you don't have your own father. But you're a father to others?
Well, I was asked that question at a different interview, and they said to me, spiritual father, and I've got mentors. For example, I had the opportunity to meet Prophet W. Magaya, I think a few days ago, and he was very nice, and he hosted as well. So I felt that in my spirit, this is somebody that can always pray for me as well. That was what I felt, and I loved how he was genuinely receiving us.
Was it your first time meeting him?
Yes, it was my first time meeting him, and I also, in fact, I admire certain mentors, if I may say. Fathering is a relationship you build with someone over time, if I may be precise. Yes, you may say it verbally.
So are you looking forward maybe to have that father-son relationship with Prophet Magaya?
Definitely, if it goes well, yes. Because
because I heard you saying you don't have a spiritual father and,
Yeah, what I mean is if he mentors me according to what I'm sure he can do, I might consider it in due time. That's what I'm saying, because I simply love the man and I love what he's achieved. And obviously the way he received us was very nice and generous. Yeah. So I've got good things to say about him and his ministry as well.
Oh, okay, great.
Criticism aside.
Criticism aside.
Yeah.
But do you have some criticism,
No, from my end.
Yeah?
No, I don't.
Because he prayed for you?
No. If I had, I wouldn't go to him in the first place because I'm that kind of a person. I don't budge. Yeah, that's what I can say. If I don't like something, I'm not attending to it. So I went there genuinely because I felt like I want to be there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So are you like other papas, who conduct one-on-ones, on payment, of course?
Well, there was a time in my church whereby I would have one-on-one, Dr. Pindam na 7 with my wife, and we're there like one-on-one for free. Then we realized that not everyone is genuine kuya ku one-on-one. Umatora papa wacho futhi.
All right.
Anto yachema but asingachemi futhi.
Right.
What one out madam money style.
Pretending.
Yeah. We've been, you know, in church you get to see the worst of the worst and the best of the best and the richest and the most influential.
Yeah.
Right. So I've seen it all. So the reason why most pastors, if I'm speaking for them, we may define a lot of things with in that swag, but when it comes to reality, DJ Ollah, most preachers that are out there, they're only charging one-on-one to create a system of the serious must come, the jokers out.
But you don't charge.
It depends on the scenario. There are people who not always charge bandiri because those that other to sing it.
But how then do you know what we are when
DJ
the intention church where the intention ura kundiedza but doesn't talk about three one on triba queue.
Aiwa pane sister yekuti vantu yavaka fire from the door to now Holy Spirit to talk about attend at your own risk.
At your own risk. Okay. So but Apostle, tichonani lifestyle yenyu mimi that you are constantly tagged for my tithe. It is safe here kuchechu.
I think one thing that Christians need to understand at this point is you can't change someone that people love. And you can't change the opinion of that person in their sight. It doesn't come cheap.
Okay.
Mwana ndikakudai DJ Ollah izvesizvo nyange mukaita musika wayakaita sei indoda DJ Ollah
chete
zvavarana zvatovharana zvatokiyana. You can't change that. Right, like
you know, you said something and I caught what you mentioned in an interview. I caught you said there are certain vehicles that I can't drive to church because of stigma. Close quote.
Yes.
So from what I've just read, Apostle, akusi kuda kuvhara macongregants ere, you know, mari dzavo or something like that.
DJ, inini I've always said Africans we must mature. Antimona impa station panapa me mchishanda anditi mupuwa mari dzenyu mukaita uma interviews enyu ari kunakidza vanhu, you get promoted. Right, at some point you get promoted, even maybe financially as well, or influence. What's wrong with a man of God growing from the bottom and receiving from people that is loving and praying for, genuinely fasting for, and then they bless him? My son can come and say, Apostle, okay, I want to buy you a car. It shouldn't offend the next guy kuti zvatinge gwe apostle pamwe ndatomunamatira anga adzingwa kubasa akatowana promotion. Right. So the African culture is wrong. Right, preachers are people that start just like everyone else from the ground. Right, we start broke. You won't believe it. I've been in a tent which you would spit on if you saw it.
Serious?
For days. I started from the ground. You know, me and my wife, we used to stay in one room where we were using a bucket as a toilet. Yes, we used to stay behind a curtain, sharing a room with multiple families. So we come from the bottom. We know how to suffer. You know, I used to cook net 25 cents. Net 25
cents?
Yes, I would cook fast.
You
know what?
So then why avoid driving certain cars if you have nothing to hide?
Okay, let me say this. People have got a limit of what you must do as a man of God, how you must succeed. Anoona man of God watuona wachitukwa vavakadzimba. Another man of God will buy a Rolls Royce. Right? That's his personal preference and he can afford it. There's a prophet who said, I buy what I can afford. It seemed like a joke, but that's the reality of it. Right? Saka kana wazodero, you just decide, okay, because I've got people who don't love well for me, who don't love me to prosper, let me keep away my success and keep it to myself and enjoy it.
So you're actually doing it to please them?
Yeah, I think it's more like, let me respect your space since you don't want me to prosper while I enjoy my prosperity without you. It's as simple as that.
Without you. Okay, so as Christians, you know, we have visioned in our minds how men or women of cloth, you know, should dress, talk, eat, drink, drive, etc. So therefore, whenever we see vanhu vemwe apostle doing the opposite, totanga kuti imba vaka kuti vakaromba, you know what is always saying. So your lifestyle doesn't align with our pictures of vatent. How do you respond to that?
There's a prophet called Prophet Hubert Angel. I've spoken to him before personally. When they came na Prophet Shepherd Bushiri, vakaita miracle money, vanhu vakanetsa vakati imbavha, they are not men of God, vakanozara ikoko. Today they go to any country and fill up. So critics don't change what we stand for. Right? Meaning I'm a fashion person from the background of my life. I started like that. I've always been into fashion. I've been into music. I've been an entrepreneur and so many other things. So where am I going now? if I'm expressing myself, it mustn't really affect you. Man of God. Man of God, don't respect. Go to a different church so you can be comfortable. Don't force your heart to go where you're not welcome.
Yeah. So your wife, Queen Anne, is referred to as the wife of an apostle. Yet her hairstyle, makeup, that is hair, eyelashes, and long nails, portray Munyika ladies of the night sometimes, that is according to the people's opinion on social media, by the way. So what do you make of this?
Okay,
Apostle.
DJ Ollah, I'll be honest with you. I love that you are straight to the point.
Exactly.
We are young people, right? Me and my wife, we are very young people. Takatanga chita masutu. Mona sutu yamakapera nayo DJ Ollah. Right? Ndioto ne masutu anokunda vanhu vose vandozia.
Exactly.
If you enter my closet, you'll be shocked at the suits and ties I carry. Boots dzevafundisi.
Yeah.
But they don't work for our generation. They don't work. Right now, if you look around the churches that are big, taraimono kuti youth chaichai yakakwana.
Right.
Vangani mukati. Moenda kumashwede kunenge kuchirira kuchifariwa vanhu vari kudeura doro vakapfeka zvose zvinopfekwa neyouth.
Right.
So we can't use a system that was used long ago to empower our generation.
So are you saying hair putting those long nails, eyelashes is now the new generation?
In fact, I'm saying I want her to maintain her youthfulness until she's tired of it. Then when we outgrow this stage, you won't see us like that. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
There's a time we don't want to be bound by church principles. Church yakuti famous because that's what's happening. Church famous and a lot of people they admire being apostle, okay, but vari kuhlama nje kuti hey pana pato yani cheni vanhu vanomuka vasipo
vamwe ginger.
Ndizo vamwe vafundisi autodzipfeka mukati nemavhesi vachito cheni mukati metai.
Right.
Kana asvika
but imimi you are able to express yourself and makangojaidza vanhu ndozvandiri.
DJ handingazotiwo kana ndave old kandogara ndichipfeka zvinhu izvozvo.
Right.
It's my age group allows
but
me.
muchechi zvinoenderana here manje ma-eyelashes
Alright.
maimufundisi nema-long nails maimufundisi.
Alright, DJ ndozvandiri kutaura kuti mazuva ano chechi haisi izvezvi chechi pari kuverengwa maipad handiti hapana munhu anopinda muchechi nebhaibheri zvakudhara zviya zviya inde ndotori nefoni yangu pastor akati Genesis ndotomanya nefoni
ipapo.
Right, pane mapasta ekuti vari kupreacha nedread dread chairo vakatorova dread nemaearrings chechi akazara kuti pa vanhu vachitoti I give my life to Christ handiti igeneration rakachinja izvezvi DJ Jesu anouya nedhongi eri kuchechi akauya nhasi
hakuna
anototsvakawo mota iri nani inomiramira maGD6 amazuva anaya
yaangangopinda kana defender nyowani
kana defender nyangwe chechi yenyu ngaona Jesu achiuya nedhongi hapana achapinda chechi akadero saka isu hatidi madhongi pachechi zvakavharana kudhara zviya
Apostle K.
chokwadi
Okay, we are live on Facebook talking to Apostle K all the way from Cape Town, South Africa. So, Queen Anne, this question is directed to you.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, does your congregation refer to you as Mama, as in a Mfundis?
Yes, of course.
Really?
Yes.
So, what does your congregation say about the way you dress?
Oh my God, they love it.
Uh-huh.
They just love it. They think, yeah, our mother is a slave queen.
Wow. But do you have any calling yourself? Because these days, as long as your husband is a man of God, automatically, the wife becomes a prophetess also.
No. I don't have any calling. I don't want to lie to you. I'm just, a wife.
Just
an
a wife?
ordinary wife. Yes.
Yeah, but anyways, so what do you say to the critics, who would always troll you on social media because of your, I mean, your those long nails, by the way.
Oh my God.
like Cardi B.
Yes. You know what? I don't always respond. This is who I am.
Right.
I'm still young, and I want to be unique. This is what I love. My long lashes, my long nails. I'll die if I don't have those long lashes. I'll literally die.
Okay. What about the lashes? Can you see the eyelashes?
Oh my God.
Yes. Can you just remove the glasses a bit? Oh my God! Jeez! Woo! Yeah. So, are you inspired by Cardi B?
No,
Yeah.
not at all. I think I'm very unique. So this is what I love. Maybe Cardi B, you see it from me.
Okay. So, do you wash clothes sometimes, or you just put it, washing machine?
Yes, washing machine is there.
Okay.
Yes.
How about eating now?
Fork and
Don't
knife.
you struggle?
No, I use fork and knife.
Fork
I'm
and
a queen
knife?
was.
Oh. Okay.
DJ.
But how do you handle? I would like to know how you handle, harsh comments, the negativity thrown at you on social media.
It doesn't really bother me as long as I do what I love, as long as I feel good about it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. You know, that's all I can say.
Wow. So are you the one like in charge of the finance side of things at the church? Like
No, not at all.
like collecting the tithe, tax collector?
No, not at all. Oh my God.
As in not at all.
Yes.
Okay, no, that's interesting. That's interesting. So how are you finding your time here in Zimbabwe?
It's very nice. Like Harare is very nice.
Yeah.
I like the vibe in here. People are so busy, you know. I just love that.
You just like that. Great. So now back to you, Apostle. You have plans of opening a church here in Zimbabwe. You know, the Swag Church. You know? Swag Church. Apostle, are you rebranding now? Are you rebranding?
I think the word swag means good looking.
Good looking.
When we use simple English, swag is what chena.
Right.
Harare, I've seen, people in Harare like to flaunt their lifestyle. Believe me. I mean, look at the cars in Harare. I've been to a lot of cities. Guys are driving new cars here. Guys are moving around in Porsche cars. So it simply means they are swagged up. So this is the best city to have a swag church. Muharare akurarwe.
But gang, the church here.
No. Let me say this, DJ Ollah. This is to the whole country. In India, 100 pulpit. I take God very seriously.
Okay.
Very seriously.
But the name of the church is
not
sounding serious.
No, let me be honest, DJ. Mona pakauya church akwanda vana Zion, vana Apostori,
Right.
It's about what the church is representing.
At the same time, those names are in what? In the Bible as well. Zion, from the Bible, Zion. But swag, where did you get that from?
Okay, I think most of the word swag is apostle we swag. People always say, apostle we swag. Whenever nyangwe kuno kumzimba kana I see like talking to my manager, my PR team, I'm with him in the room right now.
Yes.
They'll say, Apostle swag, how far? so we might as well call it the swag church in the sense that it's a church for casual wear, right? Young people right now, church, to be honest, ukaenda ne Bible pambare pepe, vanu vari below 40, avamiri easily. Unless munhu ane nhamo dzake haikona ane mari anotopfuura ane nhamo dzake anototsvaga Jesu kwauri.
Why is that so?
It's just how the world has become. So in our days, what we are trying to do is we're trying to teach young people that, look, you can be fashionable, you can be intelligent and bright, even professionally successful, but there can be a room for you mbama mwari, right? Nyangwe wewe kana uri une dread rako unotopinda kugara pasi washoko ramwari. Umwe munhu adi kuzoona zvemasutu nematai anenge aida matracks suit sezvandakaita swagged up otopinda onzwawo shoko ramwari. What we are dealing with is the heart. Moyo wevanhu ngaive nerudo. People must love, and this is something that I want to say. We are dying as Africans because there's no love. Unenge uchiziva kuti kune job opportunity but usingaudzi vanhu.
Okay.
Usingaqualify for. So I want to finalize and just give a short background of what we are doing with the Swag Church. We are actually playing modern gospel music at the Swag Church.
Modern gospel music.
Yes.
That's like hip hop style.
Not necessarily hip hop. It can be hip hop. It can be R&B, as long as it's glorifying God.
Okay.
Yes. I think vanhu vechechi tajaira kuti Mwari anonamatwa achitambura tichihla tichichema, and God is a glorious God. So we want to break that kind of a notion. Yekuti we can even have a swag church whereby modern gospel music is being sung and played. Right. Number 2, we want to have a business network in the ministry. So kuti kana iwewe uchita zve supplies. In our congregation, we are actually linking you up with someone who can supply your business, something like that, that you are looking for.
Okay.
So it's going to be a hub that empowers young people. Most of my sons have bought cars, not 1, not 2, not 3. Most of them have achieved so much because of my mentorship. So I want Zimbabweans to give me a chance and see if I'm as smart as I think I am. Number 2, I want them to realize if God really is using me. So when we open this thing, there is no need to talk. Let's see what happens.
But are you not using your debating skills from the high school, those certificates you're talking about,
DJ,
to convince people?
Look, DJ, it doesn't really matter. What matters is what are we achieving in the life of men, right? You are gifted. Right now, you are empowering a whole nation with your Star FM as a DJ, and you're getting known all over the world. So that's God-given. So if it's God-given, who can say, you have a debate? It's God-given, it's my grace. And
that's what I can do.
Yeah.
Okay, Apostle. In the book of 1 Corinthians 6, verse 19 to 20, it reads, Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit, who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. You were brought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your bodies. So, in reference to the verse I've just read, you know, many change how they look. Be it light-skinned, you know, skin lightening, tattoos, and so forth. Isn't that a way of shaming God's creation?
Well, I think Inina, I hit the gym. You know, this is not my real body. I'm a person who's into lifestyle. I do a lot of green tea. You know, I'm just into physical fitness.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a lot of changes you can do. Inina, I always feel that what is disturbing us as Africans is the outside look and not paying attention at the inner look. So I've also broken out from that notion in which I need to portray a certain image for you to approve me. So I feel that if I'm serving God, God has been blessing me, God has been keeping me, God has been lifting me, and I am where I am because I pray. Then ndakaona kuti Mwari asikufarane zvandiri kuitaka ndakasiya kudhara because indotohlawa Mwari zvekudero. That's why I keep emphasizing that I grew up in a Christian family. I've raised coloreds to serve God. Some have stopped drugs, some have quit a lot of things. People who murdered others are now born again. How am I achieving that if God is not with me?
But people always criticize you, Apostle, for bleaching your skin. Why do you bleach your skin in the first place?
Okay, I think this question has been asked over and over again, and the answer will remain the same. And back, answer imwechete. My wife runs a beauty product supply chain, right?
Right.
And she's supplying a certain class of people. When she started it, we just wanted to test out her product. This is how I got into it, right? Into skin treatment. Let me tell you, people think it's all about a certain way of doing it. There are so many ways. There's injections, there's IV drips, there's creams, there's tablets, there's glutathione drips, there's IV treatments. There's so much happening. We're now in a modern world, right? So my journey started by supporting her brand, to be honest with you. Yes, I never thought of it on my own, and God be my witness on this. So until my wife said, okay, let's do this and sell this thing. And her products are doing very well because we both are in it. So we don't worry about that.
So in other words, is she the one maybe who then
well, I can't say she convinced me, but I wanted to register my support for what she's doing. And I didn't find it as destructive to me in any way. As you can see, I'm still Apostle, okay? I'm still doing what I do.
Right.
And she's still winning, I'm winning. So it doesn't really affect Mwari DJ Ollah. Zvakawanda hazvidiwi naMwari. But Mwari vanozotarira kuti mwoyo wemunhu wakaita sei. Let me tell you, pane mapastor ekuti izvezvi vanomira pachechi but magirlfriend 6 vachigwa muchechi. And vachitoporesa vanhu. Yes, so God looks at your heart and this is supporter. But I want to tell you that the trolls always find a way of pinning you over small issues, right? Chikuru munhu wekuti indohla Mwari. Inini I know God, I love God. That's what matters.
But would you encourage other, men to bleach?
I'm not saying men, but it's up to how you feel about yourself. If you like it, then do it. If you don't do it. No one must force you, no one must swindle you, no one must tell you what to do. Apana wana cheche. Yes. My friends can drink. My management team but I don't judge them. It doesn't affect me.
Yes.
Yes. You see, and then anozoti shamari chiita injection rakadai kana kuti chimwa mapirizi kana kuti zora zvakati. I respect their space. So until they ask me, Apostle, I want to look like you, then I'll ask you, is it something you really like or you're following what I'm doing?
Yes.
If you like it, go for it. But don't follow what I'm doing. Repercussions. Sometimes you want to do it, you can't even deal with the trolls.
Yes.
So stay away from it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's talk about music. You are a rapper who owns a record label. Tell us more about that.
Well, as you can see, my wife and I were wearing Apostle K Records. You know, I've had the first radio station, like I said, when I was very young.
Yes.
And so many things I've been doing musically. So this record label, Taka established our Cape Town to bless young Zimbabweans and young Cape Townians, right? But as we speak, we've got a fully fledged studio and equipment and so many connections to very big channels on DSTV.
Yes.
Your Channel O, your Trace Africa, your One Gospel. We literally, as a record label, are capable of going on those channels
yeah.
at the snap of a button.
Okay.
Right? Because of the quality we're bringing out over the years and the production team we have. So we are bringing that studio to Harare very soon.
Okay.
So that this studio, Apostle K Records, is not serving me. It may carry my name, but it's servicing the needs of young Zimbabweans.
Is it just the gospel music or it's just mixed?
No, with me, I think I listen to different kind of music. Let me tell you why. Pane mfundisi wekuti mwana wake achichata anenge aitoti indai munoridza vana minister mahendere ikoko musachinje beating ndiyo riri. Anoona apa mwana wako hadi zvechechi. So I'm a modern man of God. I understand the times and the seasons. Muchato wemwana ngausaboa nekuti yonda zvegospel. Kana ndaenda kumuchato vakaridza vhuli ndlela Brenda Fassie totongotambawo zviri
panguva iyoyo.
Tosiya zvoti ndo zvatakuindana zvokumishaka. Tosira watozvifarirawo.
You know, back in the days at church, you were part of a band which obviously, sang gospel songs. Why did you choose to follow the hip hop path?
I would say that hip hop allows you to express yourself much more in words, whether it's a gospel song or it's a secular song or whatever it is. If you notice my music, I don't curse, I don't swear, and I don't bring naked women onto the screens to twerk, if I may use that word. Right? Because of the certain level of self-respect I carry for me and my wife.
And also the name man of God.
Yes. So while I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm also having that conscience of saying, okay, this is the limit, this is where I draw the line. The most important thing about being a man of God is not listening to people's opinions, but knowing where to draw your line.
Great.
So this is something I've mastered over the years. Pane zvimwe zvinhu zvinozonyadzisa.
Yeah, very true.
Yes.
Very true.
Neniwo mudhara wangu.
My extremes.
Yes. Neniwo mudhara wangu ari chimuguva ndizoine piercing patanga ndototanga kuparidza shoko raMwari mudhara rwa mpana azoita too much tambomutendera but azokanya.
Azonyanya.
That's what I'm saying, DJ.
I get you though. I see you have a number of songs. Amongst them is Usabaiza, Ride or Die, amongst others. How is the music side coming along?
Well, I think Apostle K is one of the growing artists right now in the Southern African belt, and I would say because of my brand. One thing people don't understand: there's Apostle K, the prophet, or the man of God. Then there's Apostle K, the brand. There's what is Apostle toda kuadvertise majarini. Izvezvi motoona nchirwa majarini chizora bata ndoti go for this one. Akana Apostle K achizora majarini anenge anonakawo. This is the level I'm going to. I'm not just a man of God, I'm a brand. And my wife is a brand independently. So we're there to push brands. Right now I had a contract in Botswana. They said, look, we want you to advertise hotels with us, even in Kasani tourism.
Wow.
So that's something different that I'm about to go into. When I go back to Botswana, I'll be busy with tourism. So if you see me advertising brand Botswana, don't be surprised because Muzimba akutirasa say. No. Panama opportunities anobuda because I'm a brand. Beg DJ.
So, do you have any artists signed under your record label?
Well, at the moment, we have discarded our artists because of the rebranding that we're doing in Harare. So, while we are preparing to launch in Harare, we are going to start a new brand with new artists. I want to engage certain mindsets. I've realized Harare has got very serious people, by the way. I've realized that they're intelligent people and would like to engage as much as we can in terms of professional people to support what we are doing.
Right.
So it's time to empower each other. And then I'm open for business. I would love to stand with Zimbabweans. And I love Zimbabweans. There's no issue at all.
And Apostle, you mentioned that your father was someone who had a helping hand. At times you would wake up more clothes part of the family. And I must say, that is not easy at all. Didn't that make you feel as if you're being replaced?
Wow, that's a good question, DJ. I think my daughter is the one who has that problem because in Inikuchecha, father, youngsters, they run out and hug me. My daughter will be asking the mom, Mommy, does daddy still love me? So in my case, I just loved people. I don't want to lie. I don't pretend to love people. One of the things about Apostle K, I'll tell you.
Exactly.
I've got space for you in my heart, and it's not even a joke. So I allow people to disappoint me, then I know who you are. But otherwise, I'm not
Exactly.
We don't need to know each other long.
Yes.
I just need to like you. So I've always loved people. To be honest, even my family members will tell you, my dad would always say, my son loves people.
So have you maybe filled your father's shoes of assisting the needy?
Not just that. My father's friends are now my friends, all of them. his senior friends.
Wow.
In other words, we've got a relationship like at that level with his friends, whether it's business, whether it's discussions. Like I took over his friends,
Yes,
you know, in the
yes.
business circles, wherever. And some people that knew him are now like really close with me. So I filled in his shoes, of course.
Before you go, Apostle, you are always with your wife. Right now, she's right here with you in the studio. And I'm sure there is no time for cheating because, you know, so I hear you've been together for the past what?
18 years.
18 years.
And married for 9 years.
Married for 9 years,
Yeah.
but you've been together for 18 years.
Yeah.
What is your secret? Because these days, mjolo wanetsa these days.
You know what, DJ? Totem two and even men of God anotaura kuti haadi vakadzi ari kurava nhema. Yes, because anenge asiri munhu mechaichai.
You love wakadzi?
No, I'm just saying generally a man.
I'm just asking you. You love wakadzi?
Ndosaka ndakarooraka.
I'm not this one.
Aiwa kamukadzi ka DJ.
No, not this one. This one is a wife.
No,
others.
No, not even that.
Okay.
Not even that. I'm just trying to tell you, Guti, by virtue of being male, you've got hormones that are female, are relaxed.
Yes.
Yeah. I want to be honest. You know, one thing about Apostle, okay, you are gonna get the book of God, Zariri. Genesis to Rev.
Apostle, okay, where were you all along? Okay.
No, I'm around. let's go back.
I'm so done with you.
No, let's go back, DJ. Right?
Okay.
Right. Saga, what has kept me and Queen is I do her wardrobe for her.
Oh.
That's what people don't know. I'm her stylist, I'm her designer.
Really?
Yeah. Anything my wife wears is bought by me and approved by me.
Wow. I love
The only thing I don't approve, or when it comes to her, she knows her own makeup, her own hairstyle, her own shoes.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the entire dress code, that's my craft.
Wow.
I choose the wardrobe, I buy the clothes. Right,
Jeez.
number one. Number two, me and my wife discuss the hardest issues. Kana ndichifamba nawo baby rikandonisekerera, my wife will laugh back at her and say, hey, my husband is my husband. Zotongovharana ipapo. Pasina rafu kana kuti sometimes pane vakadzi vechikuru vanenge vachitosmilera apostle. Madhantoudza kuti kana ane mari taura naye.
Exactly.
We are friends at that level.
Oh, handitaura kana big.
She would say that to me jokingly.
But because maybe besides jokes, would you try and do that?
My wife is too beautiful for me to lose her. That's what I can tell you.
She's
got the look, she's got the body, she's got the style, she's got the swag, and the performance of a wife.
A performance
of a wife.
Okay, I'll leave it there.
Better, DJ.
Great.
Better.
Okay. Your parting remarks.
Well, Zimbabwe, we are just having fun on radio, as you can see. Don't take it too seriously. DJ Ollah kuno Star FM, and the crew and the cast. Zimbabwe, we love you. Tangosvika, tichingosvikawo ndokusvika kwacho.
Sounds more like a disclaimer.
No, what I mean is, you know, we're just having fun because I'm actually a very normal person.
Yes,
And I'm too strict and holy. No, I'm apostle okay the way I am. Ukatozonwana pa church knows what men of God anoparidza zvakadai. So let me say this, DJ, from this interview, you can imagine if you sit and I'm preaching, what are you gonna learn?
Ooh.
There you go. You answered the congregation that's listening right now.
That's fine.
But by
That's
saying
fine.
ooh.
So how can people get in touch with him, Apostle?
Let me give you a number. I believe we've got a number that you can actually, for now. It depends on what you'll be actually wanting to discuss, but we are open. So the number is 077 315 5866. 077 315 5866. Thank you so much, Zimbabwe. My name is Apostle K, and my wonderful wife, Queen N. It's been a very wonderful blessing to be in Harare. And by the way, DJ, this is a beautiful city. We love it.
Yeah.
And the weather is
Very
perfect.
True. Yeah, very true. So thank you so much, Apostle K, for coming through to Star FM. It was such an honor to host you on this show.
You had so many questions. I hope you are satisfied.
Yeah, I am, of course. I am.
Thank you so much.
So thank you so much, my fans. This is the Chief A Marshal on the spot. You can follow me on Instagram at DJ Ollah7, Facebook page DJ Ollah7 Star FM, and of course, don't forget to follow us on our YouTube channel at DJ Ollah7, and of course, our big handles, that's Star FM on Facebook and also YouTube channel at Star FM. Kwanas, bye bye. It's time for the news.